Oh, hello, and welcome to the second episode of Math Done Right. Whether you're a returning or a new viewer, Walter here would like to extend a huge welcome to you all.
If you clicked on this video, you probably have a hard time remembering how to add or subtract when dealing with both positive and negative numbers. Seeing double negative signs can make you go, I am confusion, America, explain.
Well, guess what? Ev and I are America, and we are here to explain. Stick around for a few minutes, and we will teach you how to add and subtract positive and negative numbers. And, oh, what's that, Walter? Oh, right, we will show you a trick that the system doesn't want you to know. Join us and learn how to math
The right way. Welcome. If you watched our previous video, you'll already know how this works. To understand how to add and subtract negative numbers, we need to first understand the goal, memorize the steps, and avoid traps. Our goal can be broken down into two very simple steps. First, we want to combine all numbers to get one big positive number and one big negative number. Then we will combine the two numbers and use decide and subtract to solve. You probably have never heard of decide and subtract before, and that's because it's a term we made up to teach our students. Don't worry, it will be explained in a second. Now, let's talk about the steps. Step 1, get rid of sign mushes. Sign mushes are simply two addition or subtraction signs next to each other. A plus and a minus sign will turn into one minus sign, and two minus signs will turn into one plus sign. After you're finished getting rid of the sign mushes, it's time to do step 2. Combine all of the positive numbers into one group and negative numbers into another group. But let's go over the secret that the system doesn't want you to know first. This trick will help you combine all the positive and negative numbers in a flash.
The secret is actually a completely different way of looking at numbers. Instead of reading this as 15 plus 12 minus 19 plus 2 minus 8, we are going to start treating each number and the sign to the left of it as one unit and think of it as either a positive or a negative number. The set of numbers then becomes positive 15, positive 12, negative 19, positive 2, and negative 8. Once we have all those numbers into their groups, we are simply going to add all the positive numbers together, and we're going to add all the negative numbers together. So it becomes one big positive and one big negative number. It'll take a little bit of practice, but once you get into the habit of looking at numbers this way, it'll be so much easier to add up all the positive and negative numbers. All right, back to you, Ev.
All right. After you combine all the positive and negative numbers in step 2, the final step is to decide and subtract. Deciding and subtracting is super easy. You look at the positive number and the negative number, and whichever number looks bigger, that decides whether the answer is positive or negative. Then you simply subtract the bigger looking number with the smaller and apply the positive or negative sign you picked in the first part. Simple. Walter has a quick tip for everyone before we discuss the traps of adding and subtracting negative numbers to avoid. Finally, let's discuss a few traps to avoid. Trap 1 is adding and subtracting numbers from left to right. Instead, use the secret we just taught you and look at each number as a positive or negative. Trust me, it's way faster. Trap 2 is not linking each number with the sign to the left of it. Develop the good habit of always looking to the left of a number and confirming whether it is positive or negative. You'll thank me in high school. Okay, everyone, take out your paper and pencils. It's time to do a few examples together.
Remember, in step 1, we need to get rid of the sign mushes. Let's take a look at our problem right now and identify where the sign mushes are. In front of our 15, to the left of it, there are two negative signs. We're going to combine that together and make it a positive sign. So we have a positive 15. In front of 8, we also have a negative and a positive sign. So we are going to combine that together and make it a negative 8. This is actually the hardest part of the problem. Once you finish that, we're going to gather all of our positive numbers on the left side and all of our negative numbers on the right side. We're going to add both of those columns together. We end up with a positive 35 and negative 32. Now, after we've combined all of these numbers together, we go to our last step of the problem, which is decide and subtract. Right now, we're going to look at our positive 35 and negative 32 and recognize that 35 is bigger than 32. Therefore, our final answer is going to be positive. We're going to take 35 and subtract 32, which will give us 3. So our final answer is positive 3. We are going to do the exact same thing for example 2. Let's take a look at the sign wishes first. There's a sign wish in front of the 20. The 2 negatives will end up becoming a positive. And there's a sign wish in front of 17. The positive and negative will end up just being a single negative. Now let's group the numbers together. We'll have our positive numbers on the left side again, and our negative numbers on the right side. We'll combine them together and get a total for each one. Now comes our final step. We are going to decide and subtract. Taking a look at the 2 numbers we have positive 44 and negative 60. So ask yourselves, which number is bigger? Which one would overpower the other one? Well, negative 60 is clearly bigger in size than positive 44. So our final answer is going to be negative. We simply take 60 and subtract 44, and our final answer will be negative 16. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you found this tutorial helpful, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and tell everyone about us.
Also, follow us on Instagram and Facebook and come hang out with Walter. We will see you in the next video, and until then, this is Kev, Ev, and Walter signing off.